Hello, it's Alex and welcome to Hey Little Thrifter. I'm doing a tag video today and it is the Behind the Booktube tag. This was originally created by the Book Wanderer. I will leave her original video below, and I've seen quite a few awesome people do this tag recently, so I wanted to jump on it too. I'm going to leave links to all of their videos below so you can easily go check them out. There is John from Written in Blood, Brad Proctor, Richard at Are You Into Horror, Timmy at Lost Cunningham, and Lydia at Typical Books. Definitely go check all of those out if you haven't already. So as you can probably tell, this is all about kind of the makings of, Booktube and what goes into making a video. So question one is, what kind of camera do you use? I have a Canon, like just a little point and shoot camera. It is, I'm trying to read it from here, it's a PowerShot something. Yeah, it's just like a little thing that shoots pictures and film. There's not really any manual stuff to it. It's just, yeah, point and shoot. It doesn't have a flippy out screen, so I can't see when I go out of focus or anything like that. I started filming YouTube videos about 4 years ago, and initially I just used the camera on the iMac computer that I have. I didn't want to start putting money into something and buying any equipment for something that I didn't know I was going to keep doing, so I just used what I had already, and yeah, that worked fine. But after a while, the more I got into it, I did want to make it slightly better. I don't know if the outcome is any better than what I used to use, but anyway, I ended up buying a little digital camera secondhand off eBay, and it does an okay job. If I had unlimited funds, then yeah, maybe I would upgrade, but I think it does a good enough job for now. Next question is, do you use any additional equipment, lighting, tripod, microphone, remote, etc.? Lighting wise, I have an overhead light, and then depending on what natural light is coming through, because there's also a window over there, if it's a bit gloomy and I'm kind of like half in shadow, I have a lamp down here on the floor that I stick on just to try and help balance it out a little. But yeah, no professional lighting, just lights that I already have. I do have a tripod, which is one that I've had for 20 years maybe. I got into photography kind of in my late teens and I studied it at university, and I'm pretty certain this is the tripod I had at that point, and yeah, I still own it, so it came in handy for this. I don't use a microphone or a remote or anything. I am kind of toying with the idea of looking into getting a microphone, just because I know my videos do have a bit of a background noise, I guess, but it's not really something I've really dived into yet and done any research on. But I guess if you have any recommendations, feel free to let me know. Next question is, scripted or spontaneous? How do you plan what you're going to say in your video? It depends. 99% of the time I'm unscripted. I just sit down and talk until I get all my thoughts out. But occasionally I might write some notes. Definitely not like a script that I follow, but just some notes of things that I maybe want to make sure I cover. I think certain tag videos need a bit of preparation, either just, yeah, formulating an answer or getting, whichever books you want to show ready for filming, stuff like that. Sometimes for reviews, I might have some notes just of key points I want to make sure I mention, but even then, I'd say most of the time I don't have notes, I just wing it, it's fine. Next question is, how many takes do you do when filming? Probably about 700. I wish I was better at talking off the cuff at length, but for whatever reason I just find it really difficult. I'll get a sentence out and then, I'll need a moment to collect my thoughts before I say the next thing. It depends. Sometimes it's really easy to just talk non-stop and be somewhat coherent, but other times not so much. It just, I guess it depends exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes I get interrupted by noises or traffic noise or whatever. When that happens, I usually stop, wait till the noise has finished, and then say what I was saying again. Sometimes I have a hard time really getting my thoughts out in a way that sounds okay, so I might just kind of talk and talk until I hit a good way of saying something, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll know that that's the section I'm going to use in the final video. It just might have taken me a couple of minutes to get to that point. So I wish I was better at, just talking at length and not having as much editing to do. I envy people who are able to just sit down, hit record, and whatever they film is what they upload to YouTube, and is a well presented video. Like, I really envy that, because that is not me at all. Maybe I just overthink things, and that's why I have a hard time being, coherent and intelligent and engaging and all of that stuff all in one go at length. I don't know, but it can be difficult. Next question is, if you use music in your videos, where do you find it? I don't tend to use much music in my videos, but when I have in the past, I have found some on YouTube. They have a section of like royalty-free music that you can use. So yeah, I've used that sometimes. And then the couple of pieces that I currently use, one is in my outro. It's, I just use like 10 seconds of a longer song. And also the music I use in the intro to my Nightmare Queens videos. They, I think, are both from Purple Planet, which is a site I'd found, a couple of years ago, I guess, when I was looking for music, because I wanted something specifically, a bit darker, a bit spookier, something that fits what I was kind of aiming for. And I remember finding a couple of good ones on their site. From what I remember, they are royalty free. But I'll leave a link to them below if you want to go check them out. The next question is, I use an old version of Photoshop. It's one we've had for years, like 10 years, but it still does a good enough job of what I need to do for thumbnails. And typically, to make a thumbnail, at the end of filming a video, I will keep the camera rolling and just sit here and like pose with some books or something and smile. And then when it comes to editing, I'll just take a screen grab of a frame that doesn't look too hideous, and then I'll add some text onto it, crop it down to the right size, and Bob's your uncle. Next question is, what do you use to edit your videos? I use an old version of Adobe Premiere. If I didn't have that, I would just use a free editing software. Some of the other people who I linked below who've done this tag have recommended some free software. So if you're looking for something, definitely go check them out, because it seemed like they had some really good recommendations. Editing software is not something that I would go and spend money on specifically, because there are free options, especially if you're just doing like basic stuff, that is really all that's needed here. But I happen to have an old version of Premiere, and that was just something my husband kind of got me started and gave me the basics. It's pretty easy to use, at least for the basics of what I use it for, and then anything that I want to do but don't know how to, I just Google it and figure it out from there. Next question is, any tips, tricks or hacks when it comes to filming or editing? Not really. I don't know if I really have any pearls of wisdom here. I think most of it, the technical side of things, I've just learned as I've gone along. This isn't from a production standpoint, but a kind of a tip that has helped me anyway. I try to post a video once a week, and for whatever reason, the first video I posted was on a Sunday, so I just, from that point on, decided I want to put a video up every Sunday. And that's more for my benefit than anyone else's. I can't imagine anyone is waiting around on a Sunday for my new video to drop or anything like that, but I just prefer to have that kind of structure, because I know that I am aiming for something, you know, each week I want to have a video up. So sometimes that might be that on Sunday I'm scrambling to film a video and get it edited and get it up before the day is done, but usually it's just whenever I have time during that week I will film, get it edited, and then get it scheduled to go up on Sunday. And yeah, I just find having that kind of routine and structure helps me do what I aim to do and, you know, get that video up each week. Not necessarily like a pressure, because, you know, I only do this because I want to. It's not like I feel I have to, but it just helps me be consistent, I think, is the key for that. And yeah, I know that kind of routine or schedule isn't going to work for everyone. You know, you don't have to get a video up each week. That's just something that works for me, and I have managed to, yeah, get at least one video up each week for, yeah, the past few years, which is kind of crazy. Occasionally, if I have like more time and more things I want to do video wise, then I will get up 2 videos a week, which, yeah, you may have noticed I've been doing recently because I've had a bit more time on my hands. And also you may notice there's another video where I look exactly like this because I filmed 2 videos in one go. I don't do that very often. I usually just film 1 video at a time, but occasionally it'll work out that it makes sense for me to do 2 back to back, and yeah, there you go. And the final question is, in your opinion, what makes a good video from a production standpoint? I think having a video that looks and sounds good is great. I don't know if you need like bells and whistles or anything. And to be quite honest, I feel like the production of a video is secondary for me. You know, when I'm watching other people's videos, I would much rather watch maybe a poorly lit, you know, not great quality production video, but is an interesting person who has something interesting to say, than, yeah, a shiny, flashy video that might look great, but they've got nothing interesting to say or whatever. I think if you are thinking of starting a booktube channel, then yeah, just absolutely go for it. You know, don't get hung up on equipment, just use whatever you have. So those were my answers to the Behind the Booktube tag. This was a really fun tag to do. I've really enjoyed seeing other people's answers to this. If you've done the video, let me know so I can go check it out. Or if you have any other questions about, you know, Behind the Booktube that I haven't already answered, then feel free to ask away and I'll do my best to answer them in the comments. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video.